Welcome to Rise Over Run Vancouver. Today we got the opportunity to interview one of our owners at one of our local businesses here in New Westminster. This is where you come to get your mindset right here at Mindset Barbershop. Let's go in and meet the owner and check it out. Welcome to Rise Over Run Vancouver. I'm here with the owner of Mindset Barbershop, my man Diako. Thanks so much for having us in today.
Thanks for coming in, Roman.
Of course, my man. And we got the special privilege to be able to ask some questions and really get the insight of what it's like running a barbershop. So first, actually, let me ask you though, what got you into cutting hair and giving fades?
Yeah, when I was in grade 11, my father owned a barbershop at the time. And he told me, he's like, Diako, I want you to come learn how to cut hair. After you learn how to cut hair, I don't mind what you do. I just want you to have a skill that you can bounce back to, no matter where you are in the world.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. And actually, if you think about it, cutting hair, being a barber, you can really do that anywhere in the world. No matter where you want to live, you can pretty much go, and everyone needs their haircut. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, so what made when did you make the decision that this is it? This is what I want to do.
Yeah, actually, for the first 2 years of my barbering career, I thought that it was just like a stepping stool until I find what I really wanted to do. And one night I just realized, I said, hey, you know what, if I just put my mind to this, right, and I give it my all, that I could take this as far as I want to take it. That's when I knew, I think this is it for me.
This is it. That's awesome, man. And that being said, what really inspired you what really inspired you to cut hair and run the barbershop? Because I know, like you said, your father, he was a barber, correct?
Yeah.
And he ran his own shop, like you said, and he wanted you to, follow that route. And you mentioned that it was, you thought it was just going to be a stepping stone until you found out what you really wanted to do. But you ended up making the decision that, you're going to follow and pursue cutting hair. But what really inspired you to open up your own shop? What was that switch?
I think it was when I realized that I knew I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do it long term, but I didn't want to do it for anybody else. I wanted to do it for me. I wanted to call the shots. I wanted to be able to do whatever that I thought was right. And especially in this new day and age, I feel like the younger generation, we have social media, we have all these ways of getting attention, letting things out, and just how do I word it? Represent yourself in a different way.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Instead of being so typical.
You can definitely, we have a really great opportunity with all the different platforms and everything to create our own brand is what you're getting at, right?
Exactly.
Perfect. So what did it actually look like making the switch from cutting hair to actually getting out there and starting your own business? Like what did it look like, and what kind of steps needed to be taken?
That's a really good question. I think before I actually got to open my own business, it was making that decision within and coming up with a game plan and visualizing it before it actually even existed.
Visualization and manifestation, right?
Yeah.
So
I sat down and I crunched some numbers, and I said, what do I think I need? How much money do I think I need to open up a shop? I gave myself a time frame. For me, it was 1 year. I wanted to open up a shop in 1 year. So what I did was I split the amount that I needed by 1 year and divided that into 24 paychecks. We get paid 24 times a year, right? Once every 2 weeks. And when I looked at it like that, the numbers made sense. And I said, hey, if I save this much, I can accumulate this much by the end of the year. And to be honest, even I didn't think it was possible. The number made sense, but I didn't think that it was actually going to happen. But I stuck to it, didn't buy designer, didn't go buy the nice watch, the nice car. Saved my money and stuck to a budget. And a year later, I had enough. And that's when I started looking around for shops. That's when it became real.
that's very impressive, man. Just to say, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 24 now.
24. That is very impressive to be 24 years old and actually stick to a game plan. One, visualizing what you want to achieve, and then actually creating a game plan and sticking to it is really part of the top 2% of people who actually do that. So one that kudos to you. That is very impressive, my man. And just to see this, like I've been to many different barbershops. I've lived in Vancouver for over 4 years now, and this is probably one of the nicest barbershops that I've ever been into. 24 years old, and running the show here, like that's amazing. That's very inspirational, my man. And just the fact that you stayed disciplined, stuck to the script, and actually got out there and done it is super amazing. And it's a great example for others who want to get out there and start a business. And a lot of the times we may think like what we want to achieve is so far away, but if you actually visualize it, create a game plan, and stick to it, it's very possible.
You can definitely get to where you want to go.
It definitely, man. And then you're a proven example of it. So that's amazing, man. You definitely got to give yourself a tap on the back. And what was like one of the biggest fears you had to overcome when taking those initial steps of starting this business?
I think one of my biggest fears was competition. Right? There's a barbershop on every single street.
That's true. You can't do it anywhere in the world, but there is a lot of barbershops out there. That's true.
So I just kind of had to build some resistance, some resilience, right? And just kind of like tell yourself that you can do it. You can do it. It's possible, right? And I think all the boundaries that we have come within.
I love
right?
that.
If I tell myself, hey, I can't do it because there is one on every street, then I probably can't do it, right?
That's true.
But if I tell myself, hey, you know what, there is one on every street, but I could probably do it better, or I can do it better. I think that shift that I had in my mindset enabled me to get to where I am.
That's amazing, man. And mindset's really everything. And and we're here at Mindset Barbershop, baby. So, but that's very true. It really is a mindset, and you get what you attract what you think.
Yes.
Right. So if you think that if you think you can or you think that you can't, you're right. So if you think that
that's very well said.
I can do it. This is gonna happen, no matter what. It will happen. Right. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So it all comes down to mindset. And where did you get the name Mindset Barbershop? Because it's a pretty awesome name, and we're sitting here talking about mindset and success and turning something into reality. Where did you come up with the name Mindset Barbershop?
That's a great question. When I was in the plan of opening a barbershop, I still didn't know what I wanted to name it.
Yeah, the name is the hardest part, man. I tell you, definitely.
And at one point I just realized, I'm like, hey, like this is something that I've set my mind to. This is something that I want to do. And I wanted a name that would come up in conversations unrelated to haircuts. So maybe you're in class, you're somewhere, and you hear your teacher say, da 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 da, mindset, right? And you're like, wait a minute, that's my barbershop's name. Oh, I need a haircut.
I love that, man. I love that, because it's always going to be on the mind. Definitely, I love that, brother.
Yeah, and that's when I chose the name Mindset. And the moment I thought of it, it just like, you have those moments where it just like hits you, you're like, this is it.
The aha moments. Yes,
there
definitely.
was no doubt about it. That's when I locked it in and took the name.
I love it, man. And I think it's an awesome name, and it really goes with like the kind of show that you're running. And what was one of the biggest adversities that you faced when it came to starting the business? You got this running. Was this your first location here in New Westminster, or how did that look like?
Yeah, actually, I opened up my first business just before COVID, and at the time there wasn't too many places available for lease, especially not good spots. But I needed to open one urgently, so I found a listing on Columbia Street down in New West. It was a hidden spot, didn't have any windows. It was very, like, you wouldn't even be able to find it even if you were looking for it.
Really? Yeah, you just took whatever you could get.
I had to. And I was lucky enough to have such a tight community of friends that really wanted to support me. That definitely helped, because if it wasn't for that, I would have not been able to succeed in a spot that you can't even find. And then COVID hit. After that, we got back up. This place was a tattoo spot. and the owners want to downgrade. They want to get something a little bit smaller, a little bit more convenient for them. That's when I walked by and I saw this place, and it was huge, it was available, and the moment I looked inside, I knew exactly how I wanted the layout. I knew exactly what I wanted to put in here, the colors, the chairs, the lights. So even though I had an existing lease over there for 3 more years,
Really?
I said, you know what, like, I'll bite the bullet on that lease, and whatever the landlord wants to do, which they did a lot, yeah. But that's when I still jumped the gun, signed another lease here. One of the challenges was being young. Landlords tend to be iffy because there's definitely more risk, and there's other people that also want to take the same spot.
Definitely.
So like, well, how do I know that you're going to be able to meet the needs?
Yeah.
Right? How do I know you're not
overselling yourself?
Overselling yourself and then underperforming.
Yeah, definitely.
So there was definitely some conversation I had to have and to prove myself.
A lot of resistance there for sure.
Yeah, and when you're having these conversations, sometimes like they'll ask you a question where like you question yourself too. You're like, wait a minute, yeah, like she's kind of right. Like,
am I ready for this? Yeah, definitely.
I know what I'm doing, but you just have to stick to your guns, to believe in yourself more than anyone.
I just have to say, it's just really impressive that, you know, at such a young age, you know, you had a vision, you came up with a game plan, you stuck to it, and then you're even hit with such adversity like COVID, and you're able to overcome it and come out on top, and even get yourself into a nicer barbershop. This is a beautiful barbershop. Again, it's one of the nicest barbershops that I've been into. So what's been the best thing about running the barbershop?
I think the best thing about running a barbershop is meeting new people and seeing your old friends. There's not many careers out there where you're constantly around people, and for me, I generally enjoy that. I enjoy talking, conversating, being around new people. So I would say one of the best highlights is that.
And you just get to really see, like, you know, all the different walks of life, and really get to see where everyone's mindset's at.
Yeah.
And you know, this is the place where you come, get a fade, and get your mindset right. I love it, man. It just goes right with, you know, getting a haircut. It is perfect.
It goes hand in hand.
It goes hand in hand.
If you're gonna get a haircut, might as well like talk about some things, and you know.
Exactly, and have a beneficial conversation, right?
Yes.
I love it. And what advice do you have for anyone else that's been thinking about starting up a barbershop, or what advice do you have for anyone just wanting to get out there and start a business?
I think my advice would be ready to take risk. Be ready to take risk, because nothing is going to come without taking risk. And the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. If you enjoy being comfortable, you can stay comfortable, but your pay will be comfortable, right? And if you're willing to take risks, put yourself out there, and maybe bite a little bit more than you can chew, right? But when you can make it happen and keep working at it, and then it works, no better feeling than that.
And that's when we grow the most,
yes.
right? It's outside our comfort zone, and that's where, you know, our income will grow the most as well.
Yeah.
So I love that you added that. No, that's great, man. And just to, you know, wrap it up, I just have to say, 24 years old, you know, came out with a game plan, followed, you know, a passion that he loved, and stuck to the script, and started his own business at a very young age. So, you know, this is just a great example of, you know, what you can do if you really, you know, put your mind to something and stick to it, and overcome your fears, and whatever they are, and just get outside your comfort zone and go after it. And you know, thank you Diako, again for having us.
Thank you for having
really
me.
Appreciate it, my man. And it's been a privilege. So thank you guys. Now, why don't we finish this up with a fade? Let's go.
Okay.
All right, we're all finished up here. Fade's done. Fade looks good, brother.
Fresh.
All right, here, hold the camera.
Yeah.
Check the back out. That's it right there. Come see Diako at Mindset Barbershop here in New Westminster. Thank you very much again for your time, my man. We crushed it.
Yeah.
I'll be back soon, brother.
Let's go.
Thank you.